Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering what is really going on with Angel Reese. Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Here's your rewritten version with the same punch, but smoother flow and sharper delivery. Angel Reese is day-to-day again, but if you followed her career, you know that phrase is practically a red flag. Last year it was a wrist injury that quietly ended her season. Now it's a vague back issue. And here's the kicker. The Chicago Sky just happened to be winning more games without her on the court. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is shattering records, despite battling a legitimate groin injury, still showing up and grinding with her team as they fight tooth and nail for the playoffs. So, is Reese truly injured? Or is this the most predictable vanishing act in WNBA history? And how has she been publicly embarrassed after getting caught quitting on her own team? Do you think this is just another carefully staged re-PR? Special drop, fire the baby giraffe in the comments. Let's get into it. Do you want me to also make you a shorter, more aggressive viral hook version for your YouTube intro? That would make this hit harder in the first seconds.
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no detail. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
Here's a tighter, sharper rewrite that keeps the bite in storytelling. Angel Reese is day-to-day again, and at this point, fans could write the script themselves. Same vague injury updates, same sudden disappearance, same suspicious timing that just happens to kick in when Chicago's momentum is slipping. We've seen this film before. Last year, it was a wrist injury, billed as a serious fracture, followed by surgery supposedly needed to prevent arthritis before she even hit her mid-20s. And just like that, her season was shut down. No slow recovery, no late season. Push. Just gone. If you want, I can also make a asterisk spicier. YouTube-ready drama version asterisk of this that will grab viewers in under 5 seconds.
Hey, look. Bruh, you gotta remember, she quit in unright. She just stopped playing in unright. Said she was hurt. Didn't show up for the championship game. Didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up. Didn't finish playing in none of the games. Now, this year, she's saying this season is her back. It looked like she's not finishing playing in none of the games. The Sky needs you. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
Here's the rewritten version with a smoother punch and tighter suspense. Now the sequel's here this time. It's a mysterious back injury. No clear timetable, no real explanation. Just that it popped up right in the middle of yet another rough stretch for the Sky. You can literally trace it on the schedule. Big losses stack up. Pressure mounts for her to step up. And suddenly, she's out. Not in uniform. Not even on the bench. By now, you can practically predict the exact week her status updates quietly morph into indefinite absence. Do you want me to rewrite all 3 of your Angel Reese paragraphs into one seamless high-drama script for maximum viewer engagement? That way it flows like a viral expose.
Angel Reese! She might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait. What's going on? What's going on?
Here's your rewritten version with sharper pacing and a little extra sting. The strangest part? She didn't even bother making the trip to Indianapolis for a game against the Fever, one of the WNBA's biggest box office matchups. This is the league's self-proclaimed it girl, skipping out on the hottest rivalry of the season. But rewind just a few weeks, and there she was in Indiana for the All-Star game. all smiles, cameras, even pulling a marketing stunt claiming she took over Caitlin Clark's trap. So apparently, the back holds up just fine for photo ops and attention grabs, but not for actually facing Clark on the court. And that's a pattern a lot of people are starting to clock. If you want, I can now merge all 4 rewritten paragraphs into one cohesive, high-impact script that will flow perfectly for your video narration.
She's using her back as an excuse to sit out because she doesn't really care about basketball. I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team. And that first ballot came out, when the first voting results came out about the All-Star game, and I was 13th. Holy cow, Angel Reese panicked, started playing hard, tried to put up some stats to justify being on the All-Star team, did that, and now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year, peace out.
Here's the rewritten version with a tighter, more dramatic edge. And naturally, the speculation is heating up. Is she dodging another high-profile hit to her brand, protecting her stats by skipping the games where she might get exposed? None of the conversations are flattering. Commentators are already suggesting she's shut it down for the season, and some aren't even bothering to sugarcoat it. They're saying it outright. She's quit. If you want, I can now stitch all 5 rewritten paragraphs into one smooth, hard-hitting expose that builds momentum from start to finish. That would make it perfect for your YouTube delivery style.
Vandersloot, their point guard early in the year, once they started getting their brains beat in, hey, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm not putting these L's on my resume. I'm going to have an excuse for the Chicago Sky potentially coming in with the worst or second worst record.
Here's the rewritten version with a tighter, more dramatic edge. And naturally, the speculation is heating up. Is she dodging another high-profile hit to her brand? Protecting her stats by skipping the games where she might get exposed? None of the conversations are flattering. Commentators are already suggesting she's shut it down for the season, and some aren't even bothering to sugarcoat it. They're saying it outright. She's quit. If you want, I can now stitch all 5 rewritten paragraphs into one smooth, hard-hitting expose that builds momentum from start to finish. 8 that would make it perfect for your YouTube delivery style.
Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done, you threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing the pattern with you. That's 2 seasons in a row.
Here's the rewritten version with a sharper, more cutting delivery. The Sky's win-loss column tells a very different story than the marketing around Angel Reese. For someone promoted as the face of the franchise, the results don't exactly back it up. In fact, the team's track record is stronger when she's not on the floor. And this isn't some tiny fluke the stretches without. Her are when they actually string together wins and avoid the sloppy losses that keep them buried in the standings. It's not exactly the resume of a so-called cornerstone player. If you'd like, I can now merge all your rewritten Angel Reese paragraphs into one seamless, high-impact script that builds momentum and drama from start to finish. It'll be ready to drop straight into your YouTube narration.
Let's get it! Burn!
Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump. Not great.
Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow.
Yeah!
Again, me bow.
Burn!
Here's your rewritten version with a tighter punch and smoother flow. Just look at what happened when Chicago faced Indiana without Caitlin Clark. Everyone assumed the Fever would be vulnerable with their leader out. Instead, Lexi Hull stepped in, dropped 17 points, posted a plus 22, and Indiana cruised past the sky. And this is the same Chicago team that hasn't figured out how to beat Indiana in any scenario this season. Even without Clark, Hull, Boston, Mitchell, and Cunningham all click because they trust the flow of the game. Nobody's hijacking possessions or forcing bad shots just to prop up a personal brand. Do you want me to now stitch asterisk, asterisk all 8? Rewritten paragraphs asterisk, asterisk into one continuous high-drama Angel Reese exposure script? It would flow perfectly for YouTube narration.
Williams gonna have to hurry off the dribble, rolls out. Oh, open three. Oh, what a sight for Lexi Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Lexi Hull catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham right there for 2 more.
Here's the rewritten version with a cleaner punch and a bit more snap. Team chemistry isn't rocket science. You either have players who elevate everyone else or players who gum up the works. When Reese sits, the ball moves, and the stats prove it. Chicago's offense stops stalling out, waiting for her to post up or crash the boards out of position. Instead of grinding through forced possessions, the guards actually run the plays. The wings cut with purpose, and the shots come from clean looks, not desperation heaves as the clock dies. Do you want me to now merge asterisk, asterisk, all 9 rewritten? Paragraphs asterisk, asterisk into one seamless, high-impact Angel Reese takedown script, ready for your video.
What they do not understand is that coaches, and I know that the WNBA in some regards isn't a real sports league, and I don't know if they think like real coaches and real people in sports, but the number one ability is availability. If you're not available, you have no value.
Here's your rewritten version with a sharper edge and tighter rhythm. It's the textbook case of addition by subtraction. And the irony is impossible to miss. Take away your so-called best player, and suddenly the entire vibe improves. Analysts are pointing to better spacing, faster pace, and even a livelier bench when she's not out there. Coaches haven't said it outright, but they've dropped enough hints. The team plays with more urgency when every possession isn't being funneled through one ego. I can now merge all 10 rewritten paragraphs into a single, seamless, high-drama Angel Reese exposed script that's ready to drop into your YouTube narration. This will make the whole thing flow like one continuous takedown.
Hey, new strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's going to be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. Rebound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another play-up. How about it? Bang! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Bang! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
Here's the rewritten version with a stronger, more direct tone. That's where the label biggest hoax in WNBA history starts to stick. A true star makes your team harder to beat, not easier. If your absence turns your squad into a tougher opponent, the problem isn't the players around you. It's you. Chicago playing better basketball without her is becoming impossible to deny, no matter how much the PR tries to spin it. And when you put that side by side with what's happening in Indiana, the contrast couldn't be harsher. While Reese disappears, and her team scrambles to win without her, Caitlin Clark's presence instantly changes everything the moment she steps on the court. Would you like me to combine all 11 rewritten paragraphs into one smooth, high-impact exposed script? Ready for your video?
A moment and a time during the games where she re-aggravated. She originally injured. She had a comeback where it lasted 2 or 3 games, re-injured it. They hinted at a time frame of late August that she may return. Nothing but a mystery surrounds Angel Reese.
Here's the rewritten version with a clearer, more impactful flow. While Angel Reese fades into another round of vague injury updates, Caitlin Clark keeps showing up. Even with a legitimate groin injury, she's still in the arena, still. Suited up whenever she can be, fully locked in with her teammates, and connected with the fans. This season, she's averaging 16.5 points and nearly 9 assists per game, leading the league in assists. Those numbers would stand out for any healthy player, let alone someone playing through pain. And when she's on the court, those assists aren't just stats, they're game changers that shift momentum and decide outcomes. Want me to now combine all 12 rewritten paragraphs into one tight, powerful exposé script?
Declined to travel to Indianapolis, and her coach came out and said something about, she's just focused on her rehab right now, and, she's day to day. We've never had an explanation on what caused the back injury, what's a time frame for her recovery. It's similar to so-and-so's back injury. This is something she struggled with here or there. All we've heard is day to day, and Angel Reese has disappeared.
Here's the rewritten version with sharper contrast and flow. The injury hasn't slowed her down from rewriting records. And unlike some players clocking extended day-to-day vacations, Clark still travels with Indiana. She's on the bench, firing up her teammates, breaking down plays during timeouts, and fully engaged in the battle whether she's playing or not. That's a level of commitment you can see, and more importantly, one her team feels. Would you like me to now? Combine all 13 rewritten paragraphs into one seamless high-drama exposed script for your video narration.
They pull for each other. They enjoy one another. They celebrate one another, and that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I mean, I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment.
Here's your rewritten version with a sharper, more dynamic flow. The results speak for themselves. The Fever are undefeated against Chicago this season, 4 wins, 0 losses, beating them with or without their recent lineup changes. Time and again, Clark's leadership sets the tone. But it's not just her. Aaliyah Buston locks down the paint. Kelsey Mitchell consistently scores. Sophie Cunningham's toughness shifts momentum. Lexi Hull delivers key minutes. And Natasha Howard brings veteran-less high-impact expo script ready for your video. The team is built around Clark's style, and it shows. Want me to combine *** all? 14 rewritten paragraphs *** into one scene.
What is the back injury? Everybody's questioning it now, and this will be a 3rd straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in games, where she just stopped. Some of these injuries, we saw the injuries. We didn't see what happened. What happened? This is bad.
Here's the rewritten version with a sharper, more compelling narrative flow. Clark has been clear. She's aiming not just for one championship, but multiple. She understands the long game, and it shows in how she connects with her teammates. That's why ratings soar when she's on the court. Sports media have already flagged the drop in viewership whenever she sits out. Meanwhile, outside of Chicago, nobody seems to notice when Reese disappears. Her absences don't make headlines or move the needle Clark's do. It's that kind of consistent presence that drives the point home. Clark shows up night after night, through injuries, losses, and all the hype. Reese is disappearing. Act doesn't just look bad, it highlights Clark's reliability even more. If this rivalry ever seemed even in the marketing world, the reality on the court has made the gap impossible to ignore. While Angel Reese fades into another round of cryptic injury updates, the Indiana Fever are quietly building something that actually works. No drama about who's showing up. No guessing if their star wants to play. It's just a clear plan that's already pushing them forward. Want me to now combine all 15 rewritten paragraphs into one seamless high-impact, exposed script for your video narration?
It says a lot about who we have as human beings. That was one of the things that we made a priority in the off season of, who we bring into this organization. Number one, quality human beings, selfless human beings, that want to pull for one another, that understand. We have this depth for a reason, and sometimes it creates challenges getting people on the floor. But in situations like this is why you have it. And I'm just, she's right. I mean, as a pro, and as a pro coach, this is one of the most connected groups I've seen.
Here's the rewritten version with a sharper, more cohesive tone. The contrast with Chicago couldn't be clearer. The sky keeps circling the same issues: instability, inconsistent play, and a marketing push centered on a player who spends as much time in street clothes as on the court. Meanwhile, Indiana's front office is building with purpose. So they're not chasing quick fixes. They're assembling a core of players who can win together for years. Caitlin Clark has already said she wants multiple championships, and watching the roster take shape, it feels like more than just talk. There's Aaliyah Boston, a dominant post presence still improving. Kelsey Mitchell, a proven scorer who keeps defenses honest. Veterans like Natasha Howard and Sophie Cunningham, providing the leadership young stars need for deep playoff runs. And Lexi Hull,